Hello and welcome, my lovely Libra. Libra, your pip card is the Queen of Swords, the card of fairness. This is the card of the fair, the diplomatic, and establishing equilibrium. Libra says, I balance two things, and that is fairness and injustice. All right, Libra. This is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of November 24th through December 1st, 2019. The holidays are upon us, and I do apologize for the late readings, but, you know, divine timing, spirit gets what spirit wants. And remember, time is merely a pretense. These could be past, present, or future energies and or lessons. Minimally, they are a fable, a tale that can really, you should hold in your heart for the future. But this is also a general reading for my Libra, so the stories will not apply to all. That is going to be sun, moon, house, rising positions. Of course, cross-watchers welcome, but I don't read for cross-watchers, so you won't hear me talk about it. And so take what's yours, take what's meaningful, and leave out all the rest. All right, my lovely Libras, what do we have? Well, we have Sagittarius, the last fire sign in the sky before we start our new solar year in Aries at the end of March. So, do indulge in that exciting energy. We have Sagittarius season started Friday. Sagittarius is the sign that loves life, from the itty-bittiest to the biggest, from NASA's launching a space shuttle to leaving little love notes in your lunch boxes. Sagittarius season is also about what you view as free, what you view as a free, or living your life on the free. Sagittarius can be a little bit skittish of a centaur kind of energy, just like a horse. They can run very quickly when afraid. But what are you thinking of? Not just your vision of freedom, but what is your vision of a free future? Are you picking up speed but getting nowhere? Are you really directing your energy properly? Secondly, Sagittarius can sometimes fake enthusiasm or procrastinate. So Spirit asks us, what would happen if you did your fair share? Who would have to step up? Who would be in your way of chasing your dreams and not doing every little thing that you're doing? We also have Venus in Capricorn on that new moon Tuesday, that new moon in Sagittarius Tuesday. And that's just Big Daddy energy and grounding energy coming into our heart space and putting us in our place kind of energy. All right, I'm just going to ask Spirit what my Libras need to know for the week from Tarot. And then I'm going to see if I can get some love messages from the Cartomancy, real quick readings. All right, let's get to it. Me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. And so that is why I thank you now, Holy, my loves, for all your likes, your subscribes, your views. Libra, my biggest view ever was your video. My biggest video ever was one of your videos. It was that one where I said this person does not love you. Some people were triggered by that, and I say, I hope so. I'm an Aries. I'm supposed to be triggering you. You can't change if you're not triggered. If you never get upset over anything, how do you know that it needs to change? That was just some crazy talk from some trolls that kind of made me feel like I arrived, Libra, because, you know, when you have trolls, it's kind of like, you know, you're real. But anyway, let's see what we have for you, my darlings, for this week. What does Spirit... Ooh. These are kind of definitive cards, and that's because it is the card of justice. The card of fairness came out here. Another card behind it. So this is the Green Witch and the Fair Witch. And basically they come to terms of fairness, equality. They are both equal but different. And that's just fine. Libras are so open. This is totally your energy. It feels really good. And I also have the paranormal here. The paranormal card is about the paranormal card is about pulling on the occult, pulling on your intuition, pulling on your spirit abilities, asking your dead grandmother for help. It is that. It is having faith in having faith in the spirit. There are things that cannot be explained. You just can't explain it, but they're there for you. And this is giving you anxiety. Sometimes the paranormal card too is about The Nine of Swords is an anxiety card. It is the I've got to cover my eyes card. It is the nightmare card. It is the if you see her mask there, it's just it's a tough card. It's not the but remember, nines are physical completions of something. So this is like something really bad going on that you just are fretting over bananas. I mean, a 9 should be wishes come true, but that's because we call them into us. And this feels like you're concerned about something very paranormal, and I think it could be somebody who has passed on, or it could even be concerned with, Libra, your own mortality. Actually, I do feel that quite well, your own mortality, Libra. There is a feeling of your position in justice, in equality, and, you know, the American way kind of thing. It feels like you are uncertain of how a lot of your 3D life comes in with your spirit life, especially if you are very grounded justice-wise, as, you know, a true Libra would be a judge or a lawyer, of course, or a legal person, a sheriff, or what have you. And calling in that spirit, it does quell your anxieties and your nightmares, but it's not something you are very freely open about. It's why I have the eye covering there on the anxiety card. It's I'm going to clarify the paranormal card here, Libra. But you did pull your justice card, your major arcana for your energy, which means you are pulling on that energy strongly. And this also makes me feel like you rely on, too many cards, spirit, none flipped. It makes me feel like you rely on this very well for yourself. And you have doubts about it, Libra. You have doubts that you should rely on this. It does give you pause to rely on this energy sometimes. Don't think that I don't sit there sometimes and wonder, are my readings real? Are these real messages? I'm making them up? Sometimes they do. And every time I say that, I hear in my head, oh, like a bang on my head, like, no, no, no. What are you talking about? You know, it's that ridiculous 10 of Swords finality. This is to clarify the paranormal card. It's a wrestling. You're wrestling with your spirituality, but this finality card, you're going to move on from this card. This is the end. Whatever it is you're suffering through, you are ending. You are coming to terms with. It does feel like it's coming to terms with your morality or the afterlife or just any spirituality that you have wrestled with. It's tough. You're just not really sure. This is that integration of this into your day-to-day justice life. There's something about it that's really just difficult. You just don't know how to put it together. And Spirit hasn't been that forthcoming about it, but you're going to come to that conclusion soon. Not only are you going to come to that conclusion because you're making progress. This is the 7 of Pentacles progress card. It's not just the progress card. It's the card. 7s are often coming out of illusions. This is coming out of surrealism. If you look, if you see this melted clock, you know, very Salvador Dali, this surrealism, this undeniable, half real moments you've been going through because you've been dealing with your faith and your mortality. But you're making progress. You are getting somewhere. You are understanding what it's all about. This has this feeling of, oftentimes when weird things happen, like when I went, you know, I had a date, after a while, maybe it was like a couple months, I hadn't seen this guy, this particular gentleman, and, I really like him. So of course I went on this date, and I had him back to my apartment. We were watching a little Netflix and chill. And the next time I went out, my car was scratched, keyed violently. It's enough that enough people it's not scratched gently. It's scratched to the point where it's like, did somebody scratch your car? Even today, my sister was asking, did somebody purposely key your car? Yes. And it is that energy of, is this my life? This is my life? Is this, am I really experiencing this? And yeah, you are. Honey, always, it's your life. And every now and then we have moments where like, is this really my life? Am I really experiencing? Yes. 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 Hang in there, my lovely Libras, because it's not difficult life, but it is still, it's hard to grasp, you know, that kind of thing. It's not like something that is so abnormal, like you're getting abducted by aliens in the middle of the night, but it is definitely something that is slightly surreal, slightly like, are we really doing this? Is this really happening? That's kind of the energy I have from this card, and you are absolutely game, especially with the ending, the Ten of Swords, this finality of pain. You're coming into a very jolly finality of pain, that an ending of pain and suffering. And you know what? You're game. Not only are you game, you're probably a little broke from it. I have the One of Pence at abundance in reverse and the Four of Wands upright, unity. I think I talked about Libras being a little dependent on somebody for a bit. And this is you. I'm ready to come out of that and get going. And you do have a reason to celebrate. It's just not financial. But you're working on it. You're trying so hard, my loves. You're really putting in the efforts. Nobody's going to gift you anything but love and attention. But people aren't going to gift you money. And you're like starting to think, you realize that, you know, there really isn't as much to go around as needs be. And I need to get to my abundance. Your own abundance. Has that feeling. That no matter how bizarre and strange everything is, and this unity card is more about family than marriage, especially because this pumpkin is her pumpkin brother. She's been reunited with her brother as a pumpkin. But they have each other's backs. But they don't necessarily have a lot of resources. It's something to pay attention to from Spirit. Because Spirit is really going on this spiritual, bizarro, dog barking out the window kind of track, where I'm going to ask Spirit for advice for you. Six of Wands in reverse, not coming into a victory. Advice from Spirit. This is tough. This feels like working with your immortality. And if you haven't done it recently, since you wrecked a car when you were a teenager, it might be time to do it again. I know I just went through it and it sucked. It really does suck. Six of Wands and Four of Cups. Here's the thing. You're coming into an ending, and endings are new beginnings, of course, but they're not wins. It's like you're ending something, but but you haven't jumped forward on a new path or a new goal or a new hope to get you, but then you're starting to come into boredom. This is the kind of life that gets us on drugs and drinking and bad habits, because you're finishing up something, but you're not starting something new, is what Spirit is pointing out right here. And that is what is disconnecting you from your abundance and your own personal high priestess knowledge. Your own occult, paranormal intuition is a little off because of the fact that, and your abundance is all off, just because of the fact that you've finished something. You have your people behind you, but you haven't allowed yourself to move forward. You're not going to come into a victory. You're just coming into a little boredom. Libra, it's get off your butt season. That's what Spirit is saying. And it's Spirit is saying they've allowed you to sit on your butt for a little while because you're working through something. But now they're like, okay, you've got some love to work on, and it's homely love. Past life love, true spiritual love, connection, a long-term love connection with this King of Cups. This is the person that says, I love you. This is also a water sign possible that wants to give you some love and attention. Or you want to give, let's get some clarity on that King of Cups. Well, who cares? This is what you need to pay attention to in love. The Six is in reverse. Perhaps you had a bad past with this person, but at a time they were your true pair. If they aren't right now, they are the King and Queen of Cups with a little past behind them. This is like somebody returning in Mercury retrograde shadow. in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. Let's see what we have here on the board. 8 of Wands, news. 4 of Diamonds, financial stability, withholding, saving. We knew that. We knew you were going to have to do a little financial work, a little Jack of Diamonds, a little withholding and saving. But this is kind of, it's going to come about faster. You're going to find your stability a little faster than you expected. I feel like you guys hit a low. By you guys, I do mean because you did have the family card and then the 4 of Wands. I thought I saw a card flipped here, but there's not. So, the financial security, I think you do feel it's going to be an empath to love, future love, but it's not. Again, the 6 of Wands, but now with you and another queen. Wow, a lot of queens. Queenly nurturing energy here. Like I said, I feel like you're being nurtured and I feel like you're nurturing. I feel like you're probably nurturing a King of Cups and you're nurturing a Jack of Diamonds kind of entrepreneurship, or perhaps something slow go kind of thing, something kind of going to simmer and get going. But this is very sisterly energy when you have that many queens, your sisters or your people, you know, your ladies around you. Remember Sheldon Cooper, the ladies of Sheldon Cooper, or whatever he had, and he used to go ask them about love advice. But you are in the reverse, and so is your King, Queen of Wands. But you guys aren't doing that well, but you're trying to come into a victory. These are all cards in reverse, which tells me that you guys are a little lost. This does have a little lost energy. Yeah, but you do have the 6s in here. Spirit, I'm going to need some advice for my Libras. Real quick, Spirit, advice for Libras. Speak up. Speak up. Perfect. You've got some love to clear out of. This is Jack of Air. This is you. Speak up. Don't spy, research, speak up. And then this is you. Again, get to work on your money, honey. Not love time. You got to build some love for yourself. Refill your own cup first. Oh, Libra, but there was a true pair on the board. It's just that they're in your past. This is just, this is Spirit saying, this is where your future love is. This is where future love is. This is where it's going to be. But not yet. All right, Libra, thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate. Book a personal reading. You can email me. Everything is in the box below quite quickly and abruptly. And definitely have a great Thanksgiving. If you're in the United States, be grateful and thankful. And have a very great week, my lovely Libras.